Hi, everybody. It's Mr. H. And today I'm going to talk about something we've been talking about a lot lately, and it's bullying. I know we've been having things in the auditorium with bullying with Miss Widener, the counselor, and but it's something that we really need to look at because bullying is a terrible thing. It can make somebody really unhappy, sad, make them even to the point that they want to commit suicide. And that's crazy to think that somebody, by getting bullied, gets so upset that they actually want to take their own life, and it happens. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about bullying and let you know that bullying happens way more than we think. 1 out of 5 students this day and age say that they're bullied and in some way, shape, or form, and that's way too many. Bullies are bad people, and they shouldn't do it. We all know the golden rule: do unto others as you want to be done upon you, and we should think about that, guys. I got a little story to tell you, and it's a true story, and this happened several years back. And I went to a mall, and my wife was shopping, and I got kind of tired of shopping. I'm not a big shopper, but so I sat down on a bench, and I was sitting on this bench just watching people walking by, shopping, going about their normal day. And I saw a young man in a wheelchair, and him and his mom stopped and sat down in the bench across from me. And I said hi to him, and he waved and said hi to me. And the mom had to walk into the store, so the boy in the wheelchair stayed outside next to the bench. Well, some kids came up to him and started making fun of him because he was in a wheelchair. This kid had been in a wheelchair since birth, and it was not something he wanted. He had to deal with it every day of his life, and it's sad. And these kids actually bullied him and were saying mean things to him in the wheelchair and making fun of him, basically. And I got up to walk over there, and right as I got up, a young boy, not much older than the bullies that were bullying him, and not much, about the same age as the boy in the wheelchair, walked over to these boys and said, "What do you think you're doing?" And they looked at him and said, "What do you mean? What are we doing?" He said, "What are you doing? Do you know him?" They said, "No." He said, "Do you know what he's been through?" They said, "No." He said, "My suggestion is you guys apologize and walk away. That's my suggestion." And the boys looked at him like he was crazy. But in the end, they finally did. They listened to what this boy said, not because they were scared of him, not because he was bigger or stronger or faster than them, but for some reason, they listened to him and they apologized to the boy in the wheelchair, and they walked away. The boy in the wheelchair was crying when it's, in the middle of this. And after the bullies walked away, the boy that told him to leave walked over, and he hugged the guy in the wheelchair, sat down on the bench, made sure he was okay, asked where his parents were, he said, and the boy walked into the store, and he came out with his mom, and his mom was really upset because she didn't realize all of this was going on, and she made sure he was okay, which he was. They didn't harm him physically, but they definitely harmed him mentally, and it was sad. But to see this young gentleman stick up for him, and tell these guys to stop. And he used very good words. He said things like, "Do you know him? Do you know what he's been through? Do you have any idea what his life is like every day?" And he was just a very considerate young man. I walked over and told the mom everything that had happened about the boys that were bullying, and that I was getting ready to come over and do something. And then this young man stepped up, and I kind of backed off and let it kind of watched it just to make sure, to see what was going on. And I said it was amazing what this young man did for your son. And I talked to the young boy, and I said I was very proud of him. I said I'm a teacher, and we talk about bullying on a regular basis. And I said I'm really proud of you for what you did. And the guy said, "Don't be proud. It's just what I think anybody should have done in this situation." And you know what? I think about that, and just think if we had a school full of people like this boy, who was willing to step in and stop people from doing such a terrible thing for no reason. This person in the wheelchair didn't know them. He didn't do anything to them. He just was minding his own business sitting there, and they had to make fun of him because of his disability. And it was sad to see, but on the other hand, it was awesome to see this boy step up to the plate and not just do what was right, but did it in an awesome fashion. No, didn't get loud, didn't get mean, didn't say he wanted to throw punches. He used common courtesy and common language to talk these boys into saying that they were sorry. And it was just amazing to me. It actually made my day. I ended up taking the boy in the wheelchair and the friend that helped him, who didn't even know him. They're friends now, I would imagine. But I took them both to an Annie M's, and we got pretzels, and I paid for the pretzels and a soda for both the boys. And I said, "You guys are really good kids, and if you were in my class, I would be very proud of you." So it's a true story, and those things do happen, but there's many times where these things happen and they don't. There's not somebody that shows up to be the shining knight and help out in the situation. And these kids have to go through this terrible torment of people making fun of them for one reason or another. It's because they're different in some way. They might talk different, run different. They might just be a little bit different than somebody else. But it doesn't mean they're any different. They still have feelings. And if the whole world would act like that boy did that day, my Lord, it would be such a beautiful world that we live in. And I hope to this day that us, by going over bullying and talking about it, that we can help somebody stay out of a situation like this, or help somebody to be like that boy who came up and helped out, because we need more people in this world like that. Thanks. I appreciate it. Think about that. Think about your actions and how it affects others. And maybe we could all make this world a little better place. Thanks. I appreciate it. Have a good day. We'll see you next time on H&R Blake. H&R Block, H&R Blake. It's all the same. We miss you, Adriana. Have a good day. We'll see you in Salem Middle School. Be good.